amazing grace. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound.
Disadvantaged people often, as I see it, live in a bit of a cloud, partly because they're so isolated.
People experience personal poverty, environmental poverty and financial poverty.
The kind of poverty that we see is a poverty where people don't have enough food to eat.
Yeah, poverty is there all the time. You just have to open your eyes and you'd have to be blind not to see it.
In the Diocese of Melbourne, there are 9 Anglican care agencies working to strengthen our community and fighting for social justice. These care agencies combined assist over 1 million people in Victoria, across Australia and around the world. They employ over 2,500 people and are supported by over 4,000 volunteers.
The good news about what we do as Anglican community and Anglican care agencies is that we take care of the whole of the life cycle, so that we go from everything from childhood right through adolescence, family life, right through to the end of life and those who are grappling with death itself.
Lots of the children that come into these programmes are from families that have lots of difficulty. Those difficulties are around things like poverty, sometimes the mental health of the parents, substance and drug misuse. We're working at the moment with a lot of children that have come through a traumatic migration process. So the transition from one country to another has been very difficult for them, and we're attempting to help them settle into this country.
This playgroup, this work helped me too much. I'm a single mom, but I don't know much things. I don't know. My English very poor, very hard for me. If I have a problem, I always come here.
Relationships between parents and children and families are the fabric of life, and I think that relationships can help to eradicate things like personal poverty between families and children and families and communities. So to foster good relationships between parents and children and build good relationships between parents and services can only assist children to move from a position of personal poverty, for example, into a position of potential well-being.
Family breakdown sometimes leads to children being placed in foster care. Anglicare Victoria is the largest provider of foster care in Victoria and looks after around 3,000 children every year.
My earliest memory of coming to Mum's was walking through the gates to the front door, and everything around me was just so strange and different.
The birth mother said, "Oh no, I'm leaving her now," so she left her there, and she just had a big bag of clothing and this little tiny plump girl. When's your next sack? It wasn't a hard decision to make to go ahead with keeping Belinda and going for permanent care and then guardianship at the end of that.
If I hadn't met Liz, I think my life would be very different. I can see that I definitely wouldn't have the stability and security I would have if I was here, and certainly I wouldn't have the experiences I've had in life. To be able to help a child like that when they can't help themselves is just a fantastic thing.
Many families and couples look for support at different times. LifeWorks is there, providing counselling and education to help people learn about and invest in their relationships.
The key problem is around the clash between work and family, the tensions that are associated with that, and that plays into time, how they spend their time individually and together.
LifeWorks is an agency that's working towards building positive relationships between people. ranging from kind of personal relationship issues to depression to drugs and alcohol, trauma.
It comes back to the idea that the family, in all its diversity, is the foundation of society. And if we can work to strengthen that by working with the couple, then I believe that that's how we contribute to society.
The Brotherhood of St Lawrence runs employment programs that offer skills training and intensive support to people who have experienced long-term unemployment. Chris wanted to support his young family, but without qualifications he moved from one casual job to another, while Diane was unemployed for 12 years.
We look after tenants if they need help, like maintenance work, or if they want a taxi or hospital or things like that. We are there to give them advice of helping them out what their needs are.
I know that I'm helping the community and giving my best to help the community, and I'm getting good feedback from the community. They like me.
And I loved it because being around people, I feel good. And I can feel inside me that I've helped them and they also done something for me. This job has helped me to recuperate, to go out and do better.
Yeah, it's sort of developed my self-confidence, as in talking to people from all walks of life, all different parts of the world. Just got a job with the Dispute Settlement Centre of Victoria, so I'm a qualified mediator now, which I probably wouldn't have even considered applying for if I hadn't sort of been involved in this.
Australia faces an ageing population. In Victoria, Anglican care agencies are one of the largest providers of aged and community care, and Benetas currently cares for over 2,000 older people.
Well, it's marvellous here. There's 24-hour care and there's security, which is a big thing when you're old. When I came here, they said to me one day, this is your home.
The spirit here is just so warm and home-like. There's a lot of love. The staff obviously cared about the residents, and the care for each other too was really important, that they support each other so that we can support the residents.
If you're having a down day, they pick you up, you know, and it's really good.
The fact that Benetas is a charitable organisation means that funds that are garnered, revenue that's garnered, can be redirected into the care. I think that's a key reason why Benetas provides good quality care.
Our Anglican agencies really not only look at a local picture, but we have a responsibility and we express what we do on a national level as well. We really do have a challenge in a sense and a responsibility to look beyond just poverty within our own bounds to a much broader picture on a national level.
In remote Australia, the Bush Church Aid Society has been working for nearly 100 years. But as the recent drought has worsened, the Bush Church Aid Society has been there for local communities and isolated farmers. The Drought Aid program has both practical and pastoral assistance, providing stock feed, food vouchers and community support.
Yeah, well, it'd be the greatest gesture that I'll have ever known in my 50 years on the land. But it wasn't only the gesture of the hay, it was, I think the word's the psychological effect it had on us.
Yeah.
Every Thursday you went into the ridge and you met all the blokes around the district. Yeah. And Thursday morning you got up and fed your cattle and come home and had a bath and a shave and went in. It was a ritual to you, you know. You got in there, you knew you were going to have a yarn to someone, a joke and that. It was the best thing that could have happened to me in the drought. Otherwise, you know, I live here on my own and doing it hard enough I was, but it was something to look forward to.